watch Joe Rogan, but when I do, I'm mauled right the fuck out, okay? If you're wondering why I look like this, come to the live streams. Or forever live in mystery. You'll never know. Theo Vaughn is here. Neither of these gentlemen are very bright, but Theo Vaughn has been coming out of this looking better than Joe Rogan, but not entirely. We'll talk about it.
If you hum a song, just like fuck around and like, you know, like the cocaine song, you know what I mean? If you play Eric Clapton, you know, if you do that, you'll get flagged on YouTube. They take money from you.
How desperate is that?
It's gross.
I agree it's gross, but you guys, I mean, especially Joe, you're a hyper-capitalist. You love billionaires. This is how they do it, by doing gross shit.
In the future, you're not even going to be able to fall in love. They're going to charge you for it.
How are they going to do that?
You
won't be falling in love with the person anymore. People will be outdated. People come with problems.
I ain't coming on no bot.
Ever? What about in one?
Whoa.
No, what will they do with it?
What the fuck? Guys, how are we starting here? I know I can be a little crass from time to time. Why are we talking? He's like, you wouldn't even come inside of a robot? What the fuck, bro?
Maybe that's what keeps them alive.
What?
Imagine that.
Imagine if robots were kept alive by Joe Rogan's cum. Most famous podcast on the planet.
Let me think about it
You
for just a
gotta fuck
second.
her every day to keep her alive. If you don't, she starts shriveling up on you.
Ew, what the fuck? This is just like a weird, like, sort of rape fantasy, because it's like a fucking robot slave. This guy's a fucking freak.
So she's a Latina, you're saying. That's what you're saying.
And it's racist. Let's go.
You got to keep her. You got to keep the juices flowing, huh?
There'd be guys that would sign up for that. Okay, I think I could do that. But day 5,026 in a row, you'd be like, oh my God, I can't do this.
Yeah.
And she's dying.
What? Guys, I've never had an idea this dumb. Please improve.
Why is she dying? She's electric, isn't she?
It literally has to improve. It has to improve.
She only gets powered by cum.
This is the first 2 minutes.
Sad.
And 3 days with no cum, she shuts off.
Dude, I want to shut off right now.
You have to let your buddies fuck her just to like keep her alive.
Dude, you'd have to let your buddies Dude, he's a sick fuck. He's a sick fuck. Why is he like this? I don't want to hear this. I didn't know this is what was going to happen. I didn't realize this. I had as much consent as you did.
Oh, that's going to be gross, Joe.
It would
Dude, just shame him.
be.
And it would be sad and stuff like that. And you'd have somebody like late at night like, hey,
No.
bro.
Loves her.
Yeah,
he loves her.
What's your wife doing? Dude, like,
Yeah, he loves her. What the fuck is happening?
texting you at like
Oh, no.
4 a.m.
This is like the father of comedy or whatever right now. He's like the daddy of comedy. That's what they say. Go to Austin, talk to Joe Rogan. He's so funny, dude.
If you need
Like,
me to
bro,
keep her alive,
yeah.
he's over there stroking it while he's on the phone with you.
Dog, what?
But I do think that one day our smiles will be in a museum. That's where we're headed. It's like the feelings are starting to disappear, you know?
Maybe that's what autism is.
What?
Like severe autism.
Oh, I thought about that a lot. That's why we're getting to some of the, like, the only way we could get to this place, if we get to this data-driven place where it's like, you know, alien-esque, things start to feel alien-esque here, is because of autism leading. It's when autism mixes with what's it called? Our society is based on money, capitalism.
We're gonna blame the autists for the problems? It's just capitalism. My inability to handle certain textures will be the downfall of society.
When autism and capitalism converge, things got really weird.
Right.
When autism and capitalism converge, things get really weird. That's so stupid, dude. Do they mean Elon Musk specifically? I think it's the ketamine and the sociopathy, not the autism, that makes him weird.
Right, and think about it, right? We don't know exactly what is causing autism. They have a lot of suspicions.
It's having $1 billion, actually. Nobody without $1 billion has autism.
A lot of them have to do with vaccines and different medications.
No, they fucking don't, Joseph. They do not have to do with vaccines. There is zero evidence to support this position. This is literally just a conspiracy theory. By the way, immediately, can I just note that he's starting with, what if I had a sex slave robot that I had to make my buddies come in to stay alive? And now he's talking about vaccines aren't real. This is how quick we oscillate through. With the authority of a guy who knows what the fuck he's talking about, he just said, yeah, you know, this is why autism exists.
mutations and different chemicals and pollutants and all sorts of different things.
There were autistic people before the first factory was built, okay? Like, there were, much longer before the first vaccine, there were autistic people. It just seems to be part of our perception of the world, and how we describe it to other humans becomes autism when we share enough of those things. What it really is just seems to be different sensitivities to sensory information.
Too.
Christ gave me autism.
One thing we could all agree on, and Tylenol they think too, right? But one thing that we can all agree on.
Can we?
It's a big factor.
Tylenol definitely is not. They are gonna fucking sue for sure.
Is stuff that we've created.
Nope.
It's a big factor.
Nope, that's not true.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Let's not put the blame on any one of these industries, but there's something going on where more people are getting autism now than ever.
Nope, they're not getting autism. They're being diagnosed. Being diagnosed doesn't mean that the autism didn't exist prior. It just means that we didn't fucking look at it. Like, you put autistic people in fucking insane asylums prior to this, you know what I mean? Like, and just anybody with an idea, basically.
And it seems almost positive that it's coming from us, that we did something. Human society. Well, if you think about where human society is going, wouldn't that be a way to turn us into something new? Right?
Us?
If we were going to merge with machines, what better way?
If we're going to merge with machines. Joe Rogan doesn't think he's ever going to die. He thinks he's going to pop into a machine someday.
Than to, like, eliminate empathy, eliminate emotions, make us, like...
You think autistic people don't have empathy or emotions? I've met a few autistic people. I think they would love to not always have people think that they're robots. That'd be sick. Autism is just, like, different for every autistic person. Like, even the most fucking non-verbal autistic person is not a robot. Hyper empathy is a killer. Lots of fucking people have that. Rogan does not know the DSM-5 exists. He's never cracked it open, that's for sure.
Able to, like, stay at home and stare at a screen for hours at a time with no concern whatsoever.
So that's not autism. That's also not a sign of autism.
The kind of social detachment along with the integration of all this crazy new technology, and a lot of the people that are in the tech business at high levels are on the spectrum.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Like, he's just thinking about Elon Musk.
They're on the fucking diving board of the spectrum.
And they're the ones bringing in AI.
Yeah.
They're bringing in the next
They're the ones bringing in AI. Like, listen to how they fucking talk.
version of life. Kind of, I mean, almost like we're thinking it's like a mistake, but it might not be. It might be like a crucial part of the system when you.
If you just listen to Joe Rogan and you just are like, oh yeah, he's just always telling me the truth, you're an idiot. And he made you that way. Isn't that crazy? Like, if you just never check what Joe Rogan says and you just take it for granted that he knows what he's talking about, you're dumb now. You don't have to be a dumb guy. Joe Rogan doesn't either. I believe Joe is capable of learning information and synthesizing it, but instead he wants to learn specific information that reinforces his preconceived notions about things, which is how you work backwards. That's bad. That's a backwards way to think. Dude, I've never seen a group of people more against AI than, like, your lefty autistic groups. You know what I mean? A lot of artists, a lot of people who care very passionately about things that intersect with AI. You could say, Elon Musk is there, and I don't know, who the fuck else? We're just going to call every smart guy autistic now? Every dumb guy not autistic.
And all the stuff that's involved in capitalism, including, like, lying about what medications kids need and giving them this and giving them that.
Yeah.
Some kind of weird trans thing there.
Lying about what the pesticides do or the.
Why are you worried about that? Like, okay, so I think partially, and this is true because of the Epstein leaks and what we know about 4chan and how if you are a 4chan user, you were literally groomed by Jeffrey Epstein to have the thoughts you have right now. And if you haven't known that, you should look it up. You're being manipulated by these guys, these billionaire Epstein class people. Like, there's a psyop here where it's like, oh, capitalism, something's wrong with capitalism because there aren't always good outcomes in this free market that I was told will always have good outcomes, which is just stupid, of course. Think just a little bit. Anyway, but let me follow the train and see what happens. Monsanto isn't a billionaire corporation that is, lobbying the government not to have certain protections for the environment and making sure that we have pollutants around. Like, yes, they can do good things, but it's not about these like major conglomerate corporations or the hyper mega fucking super corporations. Like, you have, Coca-Cola and fucking Pepsi, and suddenly they're like, fucking, why are these guys funding the IDF? You know what I mean? Like, why are they funding spying stuff? Because they used these different monies to funnel up into a broader thing, and these guys actually really do kind of fucking control the world. And it's not conspiratorial. It's just like how the capitalist system works is naturally one of funneling resources into centralized locations around single entities or groups of them, and then they make all the decisions. And like, isn't that conspiratorial enough? You don't have to also think that like they're turning the frogs gay or whatever. We don't have to go into these like, the real big pharmaceutical boon. It's not all of this corporate stuff that we are so used to we don't even talk about as Ozempic. Like, it's not all, Cialis. It's not dick pills. It's not all this shit that we can just sell and sell and sell. It's not diabetes medications. It's estrogen and puberty blockers. That's where the fucking trillions of dollars are going. Make it make sense, man.
Chemicals do, or whatever it is. What is that ultimately doing? If it's leading people to be on the spectrum more and more often, what if one day it's not 1 in 12 in California? If it's 100%,
yeah,
everybody, you got a full.
What if one day everybody's autistic? Yeah,
full spectrum society.
Everyone is on the spectrum already. That's a spectrum. Like, you have people that aren't like diagnosed autistic, but will have like very specific and incredible icks for specific textures or flavors or social things, or and some overlap will happen with autism, and you'll think, oh, do I have that? Or maybe you have ADHD, and then like there's some intersection there between those things, because our brains are all very similarly constructed and they're all quite different at the same time, and they share different makeups and different nutrients and bodies and temperatures and biomes and lots of social factors. Yeah, and lots of people have both, yeah. I have no idea why not just learn about it. It just seems to be like, I think autism is bad for some reason. The worst part about autism is how people socialize with autistic people, not the other way around. Even if an autistic person, the most autistic people you can think, like the fucking, fucking, what was that movie? I Am Sam or whatever? Is like, he's fighting for custody for his kid, and fucking Sean Penn's there. It's like, even those guys, like, if you just know how to interact and you're just a normal fucking person, most people aren't. Like, most autistic people are fucking totally normal, even when you don't feel like they're totally normal. You know what I mean? That's their normal.
And there's no regular people left.
And by the way, 90% of the autistic people, maybe even fucking 99% of the autistic people you ever met in your life, you thought weren't, because that's how it works.
This is like an invasion.
Right.
Dog, why are you describing autism as an invasion?
Like an invasion of like a way that people think that's entering into human civilization.
Yeah. And I feel like it was, I agree.
And they're both dumb.
Right. So then it's like those, and then if you don't have this like uprising, this emotional uprising.
Like, all you got to do is have a third guy there and be like, no, that's really stupid, guys. That's so stupid. What the fuck are you talking about? And now they're both disarmed and no one's having fun. And they're like, what the fuck, man?
Out of people of like, like, this is wrong. Because I think like, when you get real data-based and like that kind of like tism-esque type of energy. All
right. So this is just like pop culture, what people are calling autism or whatever. Like, looking at data isn't autistic.
You're not thinking about some of the, like how it affects you as much, or maybe just you're able to like roll into that nest of like, this is this new digital landscape, and those people fit well in it. Does that make any sense?
It does. It does make fit well, and they do.
It does make fit well
in it. I know a lot of people that are spectrum-y that are very happy just being online all the time.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
And dude, maybe that's what's supposed. Yeah, that's the scary part. Is like, what if that's what's supposed to happen?
Right.
And the rest of us are just like, because I'm like, I think of romanticists. I'm thinking like, oh yeah, a porch and a rocking chair, and then other people are like, yeah, we're coming in robots and shit.
So do that.
Shit like that, and ordering bagels through our fucking brain cells and shit. Like, it's just like
We're thinking of autism as a flaw, but it might be a feature.
These guys are Internet guys, too, yeah. They don't use social media the same way, though, so they're not plugged in, okay? They're different than you.
Okay, is it what nature wants, or is it something that we're creating that is heading us down a very dark path? I feel like it's not autism, but all of it in conjunction is the second one.
It might be what the universe wants.
What if the universe wants us to make AI? What, dude? Explain your thought process.
There has to be some sort of a pathway from territorial primates to something new, right?
Does there?
I think so. Yeah.
Why? I mean, systems, by the way. Systems. Just don't make the systems encourage territorialism. Then we shall do so. We literally just follow the systems we're in. Humans are very task-oriented individual. Like, we can really, like, thrive in a place that, you know, serves our needs and enriches us, makes good use of our time. And can you imagine if that was what you were doing every day? Like, Joe Rogan would still exist in the commune, bro. Probably with a little education on his hands, but
Because otherwise we would still be single-celled organisms. Everything's moving in a general direction of more complexity.
what? No, it's not. Evolution is not more complexity. Evolution has never been more complexity, guaranteed. Evolution has been what is the best way to procreate. We're like the 7th major species on Earth or some shit. Like type of like that like procreated and had the whole world, or not even type of species, like type of kingdom. I don't know. Like fucking animalia, fucking primates. And lizards were around for a while. The mammals took around after that. We had fucking just plants and biomass and stuff at some point. It was the major life form. We had multiple extinction events. This is part of the American exceptionalism shit that he's on too, where it's just like, oh, we'll just keep progressing.
All the technology that we're making, like, we're moving into some fucking weird place, right? Wouldn't it be better if you just, like, easily accepted that? And what better way than if you're one of those dudes that's on the spectrum that loves to chill at home and play video games, just stare at a screen, doesn't really need a lot of human contact.
Yeah, one of those fucking data wiggers or whatever they call them. Or,
yeah.
you know, those fucking tech monkeys or whatever.
Yeah, those guys are just
What?
all about it. They're
Yeah.
all about it. They're wearing Apple Watches
I'm afraid to rewind that and figure out what he just said.
and the fucking
Apple
everything
Watch,
is
Whoop neck
digital.
brace.
Yep.
They had to do with a fucking Whoop neck brace. It was like, it kept updating on his watch. It's like, your neck's still broken or whatever.
He's got a Whoop cock ring.
Yeah, bro, it's crazy.
What's with this cock ring shit? Dude, Joe Rogan just wants to talk about sex with Theo Von so bad.
You're
So you
fucking
can fuck his robot.
Bro, you blink twice and you're fucking, yeah, it shoots GLP-1s into your nuts. It's just like, it's all too, but it's happened too fast, bro, and it's too much, and it starts to be like, is it being controlled?
Well, you'd have to have governmental regulations. Don't bring that up with Joe.
Dude, here's something that I was,
We're 9 minutes in. Oh, yeah.
Controlled by a small amount of people, which is always scary.
that's scary.
It's always scary when a small amount of individuals have insane amounts of power and wealth.
So maybe we shouldn't allow it. Dumb motherfucker, maybe we shouldn't allow it. Damn, like you. Well, maybe his influence. It's just Joe Rogan wealthy enough to, I mean, I don't even think he's a millionaire. He's a multi-millionaire, which is not great, but it's not, he doesn't have the kind of fuck off money like Sam Altman for some reason.
And that's what's going to happen with this AI thing, and that's what happened with tech. Like, look what happened with tech. The vast majority of the people that are involved were all, like, heavily left-wing, very progressive. Like,
Who? Like the devs? Like the guys that are employees? None of the fucking corporate owners.
I'm kind of even far left in a way.
Who?
And look,
Not one of them were far left. What are you talking about? This is just brain dead. What leftist is working on this?
pushed the entire country's narrative in that direction through censorship on social media, through banning any accounts that didn't kind of commit to the narrative.
Russiagate.
Yeah, Russiagate. Anything about Hunter Biden's laptop, anything about vaccines being deadly, or maybe it came from a lab. All
Listen to this. It's just Fox News.
that stuff was
Just Donald Trump's brain.
she kicked off. So it was all moving in this one ideological direction.
Never true. Can you imagine if he actually talked to one leftist ever? When's he ever fucking done that? Someone who was like, hey, Joe Rogan, you're wrong? When does he have that guy on?
That's literally the conversation the entire country's having, and there's no other output. Before, there was a few of them that came around, like Gab and some other ones, some social media sites that were like a response to that. But
Flint Dibble, he did that with a fucking flat earther or some shit, wasn't it? Flint was the only is cool. But did he actually talk to Joe Rogan and yell at Joe? I don't believe he did he? When's the last time fucking Kyle was on? 10 years ago?
They never really took off, right?
Nothing took off yet.
Not really. There's some people that are on Threads and there's some people on Truth. But the reality is, if you're not on Twitter, you're not really going to connect with most people. That's the giant majority of people having conversations. And it was all completely controlled by a small group of people with one ideology.
And not one of them were leftists. Just pretending, dude.
All those half of those people move over to the other political party when Trump got elected. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Zuckerberg was on the left side. Bezos seemed like a very left-leaning guy.
Dog, none of those people have conviction other than making money. None of that is real. Why are you pretending that those are leftists?
And then they're all just... So that's what made me start to think, oh, none of these guys are really on a side. There's this other third side that a lot of us can't see.
Kinda. It's capitalism. It's the billionaire Epstein class, yes. Kind of, but they're right-wing. I would say when you say Democrats and Republicans, you're right. When you say left and right, you're wrong. They're the ruling class. This is a Marxist thing. Read theory.
That is just kind of...
You don't really need to.
Commandeering.
It is cool to get their opinions, though. Read non-white theory. How about that? Get some new opinions.
Or fabricating or like infiltrating both sides.
If I could hum a song right now, I'd hum the Pink Floyd song Money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that's what they were protecting, that cheddar.
Okay, so we acknowledge that capitalism and billionaires are bad twice now, but...
That cash, baby.
Protecting that cash. Ooh. I mean, look how many people are fucking moving out of all these states that are trying to impose wealth taxes. They're trying to steal money from the people that are the most successful.
Dog, did you just hear yourself? Did you just fucking hear yourself? Steal money. Did you just fucking hear yourself? How can you have the opinion that the wealthy, super rich, are dangerous when they have all the wealth and power consolidated into themselves, and they take it and extract way more value than they're worth? The workers should get a share of that profit, not him. He doesn't do anything, like Bezos. And then now it's just actually they're great and nothing. We shouldn't do anything for them. Fucking stupid. It's because this motherfucker gets paid from them.
You can't just arbitrarily decide that because someone makes more money, they deserve to give you more money.
It's a progressive tax rate.
Okay.
Dude, just staying uninformed as fuck is Joe Rogan's shit, dude.
Fuck all the way off. Of course these people are going to leave. You're a bunch of incompetent stooges. And
Stooges of who? Stooges of who, Joe?
You're in charge of all the money in the state.
Who? Who are they stooges for?
We moved out of California.
We're not companies, but we're people.
We might as well be companies. We're small companies. You can't just say we're going to take more money and that'll fix it.
But you don't think billionaire? Yeah. Especially, dude, what has happened like with the follow-ups to the Somali fraud? Like all of these fraud buildings where it's like blatant, there's no businesses. It's just a sign on
What's the follow-up? Well, the investigation showed that Nick Shirley wasn't right. That's what happened. He wasn't correct.
Door, and like it feels like there's no follow-up to it.
Yeah, they did follow up and found no corruption.
Bro, you want to know like what's real bad?
Misinformation? I think misinformation is real bad. What's really weird is that these guys hear the right-wing government say something and they uncritically believe that, and that's just they've chosen a side, and that's just what they do now. Without thought, without any sort of filter.
What's real bad is like the amount of money that California has wasted. If their solution is to try to tax people. Have you ever seen like what they did with the high-speed rail?
Yeah, nothing.
They spent billions of dollars.
Are you talking about Elon Musk's project?
There's some guy who broke down how much high-speed rail China did in the same time that it took California to do their high-speed rail. Mm-hmm. It's actually funny.
That was Elon Musk's fuck-up, right?
Oh, I've done some rail out of China. I'll tell you that.
Tell me.
How much money we've wasted on the war with Iran? Well, good luck. That's going to be brought up.
I don't think it's the same stuff.
Yeah,
I
it's
think we're talking about different things.
But no, China.
California rail was stymied by Elon. Yeah. Dude, that was Thunderfoot era videos. Yeah, on why the rail wouldn't work because they weren't doing it right. Yeah. So China has public work situations and they make rail and they understand that there's a benefit to that. I just was looking at the stats the other day. It was like traffic in general is down almost 29% and flights are down 24%. So they're saving on carbon emissions and time and money.
Dude, it's weird when you start thinking, hey, China looks like a good place to live.
See?
They've got their shit together, I'll tell you that.
It's weird when you're like, China looks nice. Yeah, I can't believe the anti-Chinese propaganda is so strong. Like, look, they have fucking problems. Don't get me wrong. It's like everywhere, but fewer than the United States. Isn't that crazy? They have fewer problems.
A lot of these places with kings, they really know how to run things.
Kings? What?
They do a real solid job.
There's no king in China. Why is that just a thing we say? Are you pro monarch now? There's definitely not a king in China. He just wants a king. Big old cuck energy for sure.
They fucking do.
Poland's got their shit together, dude.
They do have their shit together. And they were communists not that long ago, you know?
Poland's got their shit. They don't let any of this influence. Spain, I feel like, is taking their shit back.
Poland doesn't have a king? That's crazy.
Oh, I want to say thanks to this lady, Sarah Wycheck, I just gave. She just came and helped me get blood a little while ago. And she's just a nurse practitioner, and you could tell she was just working hard.
She hooked you up?
Yeah, she was just like, showed up and just got it done for me. You could tell she just is a hardworking lady. I admire hardworking women.
Oh, what about hardworking men? Do you like them? Yeah, that's it, Jamie.
Well, they should be.
So look at this.
We got a lot of weird sexism happening.
But here's everything is fraud. You're starting to realize it's all fraud.
Yeah, it is a kleptocracy. Capitalism is built on fraud. That's right.
It's not fraud, it's waste. And
yes, it is.
Bureaucracy. So they keep the money coming in, so they keep people working, but the people don't do it.
Bureaucracy on behalf of who? Who are the bureaucrats working for? Do you think they just take tax money? No. Tax money goes in and then they give it back to who with subsidies? Who do they give it back to with subsidies? The same billionaires you don't want to be touched. You just want them to be able to take everything.
Anything. And we can't even fucking keep the TSA workers. Dude, I fucking snuck a half handful of goldfish to a fucking TSA worker the other day, the edible ones, just to fucking keep them going, dude, out there.
You gave them some goldfish?
Yeah, they're not even getting paid.
I know. They just started getting back pay.
But still, recently. But the fact that that's like a...
Crazy. Like that they're the least priority.
Yep. And the Republican government funded ICE instead. Because they took that fund and folded TSA and everything into border security and funneled a lot of their shit into ICE. So now ICE is hanging out there. TSA is just now getting their shit together.
Like, bro, flying is fucking super important, you dummies. Yeah. You want to keep the economy going? You got to let people fly around. Yeah. They got shit to do, man. You can't just fucking not pay the TSA people.
Can't just not pay. Dude, Donald Trump doesn't like paying people.
You fucking idiots. How come you get paid? Yeah. How come you get paid?
So it does look bad when Donald Trump can't make a deal, doesn't it?
I'm just sick of this shit. And I'm sick of rich people not putting their fucking kids over in these wars and shit like that. Mm-hmm. Put your fucking honky-ass kids up there. Let them go shed some fucking blood.
First base thing Theo has said the whole time. Do you think Joe is going to have a good time with that, though?
Especially if you're asking for it.
Especially if you're out there fucking bullshitting, dude.
Send Barron Trump. Send Barron Trump.
Put your fucking honky little fancy-ass fucking kid up there, man. That shit makes me mad, bro.
And that's because we live in an oligarchy. It's a kleptocratic oligarchy run by the rich. That's it. That's all it's ever been. The richest guys in America set up the government. And guess who it benefited the most?
Well, I think there's also a problem. The people that I've talked to that have served overseas and have been involved and deployed in military operations and seen a lot of shit, A lot of them are of the opinion that you shouldn't be able to make those decisions if you've never been to war. If you don't know what it is, you don't know what you're sending people to do.
And Donald Trump dodged. He said he had bone spurs. Isn't that wild? And to think, he could have fallen. He could have knocked on the wrong Vietnamese door and had spikes driven through him in his 20s, and we wouldn't even fucking be here. You know, he could have fucking stepped in the wrong ditch and fallen into a fucking pit trap, and we wouldn't have to be fucking dealing with this right now.
It doesn't mean you're not still going to be a tyrant, because there are some people, like clearly Netanyahu's been to war. You know, he was in the military. He was involved in some shit.
Was he?
And he was like a special forces operator in Israel. And clearly he doesn't mind going to war. But
mind.
War's a fucking terrifying
But I mean, I wouldn't call what he does war, but I
you mean what they're doing right now in Gaza.
Yeah, and I'm not jumping on you.
Iran is war. Iran's a real enemy.
Theo pushing back on the Gaza thing is good. How long is that going to last? I'm going to stick around for just a second. We're going to skip to the end of this at some point, though, because I'm not watching the middle. Like I said, just too long. But
it's a different.
Are they enemy to America?
Well,
good question.
What they are is the largest country in terms of like state-sponsored terrorism. They're the largest sponsor of terrorism.
Actually, it's Israel, but don't worry about that.
Terrorism, and this is not excusing anybody for Islamist ideology, because it's
Islamist ideology. What about the sicko fucking apocalyptic Christians? No?
Scary, because they want a global caliphate, right?
Yeah. And Christians want a global theocracy, and Israel wants a fucking super grand Israel with Lebensraum. Like,
they're radicals. But you got to go back to what happened in that country. And if you go back to what happened in that country,
the West destabilized it after partition, and we deposed their leftist leadership and put in right-wingers in their place. We trained the Mujahideen. We did.
They tried to nationalize.
And Al-Qaeda and Israel funded and helped Hamas. We've armed all of these groups because we like to fight little proxy wars, and then we're mad when these people are like, hey, we don't want to fucking be in the middle of this.
Oil. Iran was like a westernized country. Girls were wearing miniskirts. Everybody's hot.
You seen that video from the 70s of Iran?
Yeah, bro. Everybody
Tits
looked
are
great.
popping.
So
tits are popping.
What happened is slowly but surely, and quickly at first, because when they tried to nationalize oil, the CIA swooped in and they fucking got that guy out of office. And
yeah, same thing happened in Venezuela, by the way. Same thing happened in all of the South American countries, by the way. Same thing happened in Vietnam and Laos and Cambodia and Korea, fucking Panama, fucking Colombia, Jakarta. This happened in fucking Africa many times. We keep doing it. Moneyed interests. They don't want to nationalize and share the oil with, or they don't want to share the oil with the people that want it nationalized. We just want to be able to take it.
They allowed these Islamic radicalists to start running the country.
Dog, they put them in place.
Well, that's when Hezbollah started, right?
I don't know exactly when Hezbollah started, but the point is the country was doing fine before we monkeyed with it.
And then you just said Iran is a bad country now, and we're doing the same shit.
So it was the British Petroleum Company, I think. Put it into perplexity, the story
of
Iran.
What is that? Is that AI? I've never heard of this.
Their government being overthrown. I think it was in the 1950s. So when you see like how it all played out.
It's AI? Ugh. Please, AI, Jamie.
And why it is what it is today.
Christ.
Jesus Christ, you'd be mad too.
Yeah.
And when you're mad and you're surrounded by bigger enemies that all have nuclear weapons, you don't even have nuclear weapons, wouldn't you be trying to make them?
And so you're like, they're a real enemy we have to kill? What?
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying Iran should have nuclear weapons. I don't think anybody should have nuclear weapons. But
Israel gets to have them.
Yes, they do, don't they? Isn't that weird?
Allegedly. This is
Nah, I don't know about allegedly. We probably fucking let them.
the problem. Allegedly.
Everything's allegedly with them.
But allegedly.
Everything's allegedly with them? Dude, I'm scared that Theo Vaughn's just going to be full anti-Semitic instead of being based and cool.
Except for the genocide.
You know, they don't
True, Theo.
officially have them.
Right.
I don't think they admit they officially have them. And you know who was a big opponent
Joe just glanced right the fuck off that again.
of Israel getting nuclear weapons?
JFK.
JFK.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, also did Cuba and Bay of Pigs, who we failed to mention before. Cuba as well.
Joe, do you think that things would be any different with America's relationship in the Middle East right now if the Republicans hadn't won the election, if Trump hadn't won? Or do you think
Yes.
it's all the same?
It's a good question.
You think it's all the same, like Geppettos in the distance, like running the strings? And
No, we wouldn't be doing the Iran thing. We'd still be doing the Israel thing. Although, I don't know, maybe with the pressure being as it is right now against Israel, maybe they would have caved if they had time, but I don't think so. I think we still would be doing Israel. I do not think we would have bombed Iran. I can see Iran still happening. I feel like Iran would happen if they attacked somebody. I feel, man, I'd be pretty surprised to see Kamala Harris order the same exact decapitation strike. I don't think Venezuela would have happened. I'd be surprised. I think only if there was like a provocation, because the liberals love to launder that, right? Where Republicans like to be chest beat and, be hawkish. Liberals love to like sanitize. I do think it's possible that Iran would have happened either way, but I don't think at Israel's behest, of course, which is of course at our behest.
The last administration funded the proxy war in Ukraine.
right.
200 million.
And
The proxy war in Ukraine. It's a defensive war against Russia. Call it a proxy against Russia if you want, but yes, we should definitely help Ukraine.
they
so
were
200 firm tied to Kristi Noem secretly got money from $220 million DHS ad contracts.
Uh-oh. Not right-wing corruption. Uh-oh.
dude. For 220 million, you could put tits on my husband for 220 million. You know.
But you know what I'm saying?
And I'm not even a gay guy.
Right, but now they're painting her out to be a nutcase, right?
Right.
Because her husband's a freak. So this firm, not saying that he's not a freak.
Yeah.
Right? He might really be into dressing up like a girl. That might all be real. That might be his thing.
Let him
You're gonna
cook.
make me put
Let him cook.
on leggings.
Yeah.
He might have autogynephilia, right?
Autogynephilia. He has to make it some kind of like turfy thing.
So, but also
Let him cook.
that might be coming out
Joe wants to fuck himself. Not a fucking thing, dude.
because of this. And there's probably a bunch of people that got some money and they're like, let's try to make this ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen? You think we're going to be okay?
Pretty big question to ask Joe Rogan off the back of the Steve-O's tits thing.
I hope so. Of course. I don't know.
Do you think about it?
I'm confused. I can't believe we went to this war.
Why are you confused? Because he's stupid, Jake. Jake, he's just a stupid guy. Of course he's confused. It's his natural state.
When we started bombing Iran, I was like, this can't be true.
And
Will we be okay? The interior of the empire will initially be fine. Like, okay, I saw a tweet today that was like, we are so privileged to be paying for this war in gas and money rather than lives, like Iran is. You know what I mean? Like, they're losing family members and we have $4.50 gas or whatever, you know? The empire will be fucking, like, the people here are fine. This is, of course, provocation for any extremist, anti-American takes, though. Like, this is only why we get, a 9/11 to happen, is decades of provocation. Yeah. We may bomb Iranian schoolgirls, but will I be able to have $3 gas?
What about Lebanon now?
I know.
True.
Israel's invaded Lebanon. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, just fucking stop. Like, what do you need?
Well, they're trying to supposedly they're trying to
Oh my
stop
God, going to fucking bat for Israel. Fucking classic, Joe.
the terrorists.
The terrorist.
That's crazy, though, if you're the fucking terrorist.
True! Based and true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to stop them, fucking stand in front of the fucking mirror.
Holy fuck. These are huge W's. Bars from Theo.
And start there.
Dude, Joe cannot abide. Joe does not like this.
But also, what do I know?
What do you know?
You're right, I don't. But it's all just
What
like,
do you know?
Fuck,
off.
there's got to be some way that we're better than
What
this.
they're saying is like if this was found out by
Joe is so into Israel. He thinks they're cool. There's like Mossad. He loves that shit. He loves the idea that we're fucking murdering kids.
about Christy Noem's husband was found out by like a newspaper online.
We're swapping to Christy Noem real quick. Are we moving off?
And that if
Getting mad at Theo?
they can find this out, then obviously hostile
Look
intelligence
at him. Look at his fucking face. He does not look happy with Theo right now.
services, according to the CIA officer Mark Polymeropoulos, knows this stuff as well.
If a media organization finds this out, you can assume that a high degree of confidence that a hostile intelligence service knows this as well, added former CIA officer Mark Polymeropoulos.
That's probably
Damaging information like this can be a tantalizing lead for a hostile intelligence source. They approach the person and say, if you work with us, we won't expose this, and if you don't, we will.
Posting these online, and someone came across them as well.
I have a segment earlier where Joe deflects on Palantir because Theo mentions they're involved in Gaza. Dude, Theo's locked in on Gaza to some extent. Every time I've heard him speak on that specific subject, he sounded like a guy with thoughts and that actually has the good opinion on it for once. I'm just worried he's going to be so dumb and move to actual anti-Semitism instead, because then it just undercuts the whole fucking thing.
Well, he might be a freak.
Who cares? Let him fucking cook.
True, Theo. Who cares? I actually don't care about this guy's titties at all.
I think a lot of those people that
I
are
care about Christy Noem's hypocrisy, not his titties.
involved in government are freaks, and I bet their husbands and wives are freaks too. They're fucking weirdos. They want to be in power.
Oh, they're weirdos. Joe started this segment talking about how he wanted a robot sex slave and invite his buddies over for a big fucking robot bukkake. That's what he was all excited about. That's what he wants to talk about. They're weirdos. I think wearing tits is less weird than that, frankly.
Yeah, it's
They want to wear leggings.
It's all crazy. We just have to focus on the things that we can. Like Matt McCusker, he started a garden. It's like 10 to the garden that you can have, you know? He grows blueberries and he grows...
Yeah, if we just totally detach from all the worldly ills and don't actually help the people that need to be helped...
That's the way to do it.
He grew one...
Yeah, true. Just fucking coast by on our privilege. Ignore people that don't have it good. Don't try to help anybody. Fuck yeah, dude. That's what Jesus would want. Love thy neighbor? Nah, ignore thy neighbor. True.
He grew one blueberry his first
During the
year.
congressional hearings, Christy Noem was probed about accusations of conducting a taxpayer-funded affair with her former aide, Corey Lewandowski.
He hasn't heard this yet? This is the first time he's hearing about this? He is so fucking insulated in the right-wing, like, social media sphere. He is insulated. This is weeks old. Months. Everyone knew they were fucking a long time ago. Why is he just now hearing this? This is a guy that is saying he's all locked in on all these political opinions, and he's like, oh, I have a really strong opinion on Israel. By the way, I have no idea of any sort of the local politics. What?
Who has since left the Department of Homeland Security.
Corey Lewandowski, dude?
That
Dude,
guy.
I was in a fucking fantasy football league with that guy.
For real?
Dude, what?
Yes.
For real?
Pull him
for
up
real?
again, yeah.
No kidding? Let me see a photo of him.
Mother effer, dude.
She's pretty hot.
CeeLou, bro. Oh,
Christy Noem's hot? Guys.
this is a different dude.
Yeah, seems like a different dude. So that guy was the guy
A different Corey Lewandowski, at least.
CeeLou ain't shit.
banging her. Okay. Supposedly, allegedly. Who knows? But again, when there's a bunch of money that's missing, and there's a scandal, hundreds
It's Republicans! Like 90% of the time, it's Republicans.
of millions of dollars, weird shit starts getting tossed around that throw you House of Cards, baby. Go rewatch it. I think that's probably
I'm not going to watch House of Cards with Kevin Spacey, thanks.
the most active.
I think I'm going to ignore Kevin Spacey. I'm chilling on the Spacey content. This is a symptom of being uninformed. They're just uninformed guys. Theo at least has the right take on Gaza. Hey, bombing kids is bad. And I guess Israel in general. Fucking yes, they are terrorists to their neighbors. It's obvious. It's been obvious. At least he can see that shit. It's not everybody that fucking can, man.